ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TM We are starting round number 2 of the 2021 TM Geek tournament. I'm your host, Kevin, the Philosopher Poss. Joining me on the desk today is Chad Danger Webb. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's been a while since I've been able to co-host, and I'm just excited that you reached out because I was like, hell yeah! I mean, this is like an epic match today, and so I'm just like, I'm ready just to watch shit go down. I expect kind of a long game, but yeah, we'll see. These are two great players. I've faced Robert before, and not in Geek, but in like singles, and that dude's a monster. And I know, if we're not on our game, David will challenge you. So, that dude challenges. So I'm expecting a really intense game. With two really good players, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this one. This is the number 2 versus the number 7 seed, but don't let those numbers fool you because this was just a number 1 contenders match that we just had. It's Robert Ghost Castner versus the Spaniard David Garcia. And last time Robert came up just a little bit short, but this time I think he's probably going to be looking for a little bit of vengeance. So let's get him in here, talk to him, and then we will get into this match. So here we go, bringing in 5-2 with 4 technical knockouts. He is ranked number 2 in this tournament. He is Robert Ghost Castner.
I did technically beat David.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I came up short against Joe for sure, but David, right. I did.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. You're fine. This is the rubber match, if you will.
Yes, this is the rubber match. You guys have played so many times,
yes.
and you guys have even talked about this on camera. So, how do you feel about that? And how do you when you bring that into this match? You guys know each other so well. It's probably one of those things where you kind of know probably even what you put on the wheel. So it's gonna come down to a round like round 3 or even overtime like it did the last time, sudden death overtime. So go ahead and let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, there's no mystery here. David and I have played. This will be because we also played in Fandom this year as well. So this will be, I think, the 4th time in the last calendar year that we've played. And yeah, what you learn from this, I mean, there's no studying. I've seen David. I know how good he is. I've played him enough. Right. This is about, you're right, what we've put on the wheel against each other. I sort of know his tendencies. I know what he likes. I know what he doesn't like. I'm pretty sure he could say the same thing about me. You would think it would go one way. Sometimes things can happen in the course of a match that can sway momentum. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping it's a good match. But you never know. I'm coming in here with all possibilities. Doctor Strange looking into the future, all those different millions of possibilities. I guess there can't be that many. This is a game that has strict rules and boundaries. I guess there can't be that many things that happen. But you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of things how this can end up. So I'm just hoping that it's a good game.
Absolutely. Chad, any questions for Ghost?
Like you mentioned Doctor Strange, do you feel like you're going to have to trick David like Dormammu?
If I believed that I had the conviction to trick somebody like that, perhaps. But David's not one for tricks. This is all just going to be a battle of wills and knowledge, and we'll see who comes out at the end. I don't believe any of us, either of us would claim that we're an interdimensional galactic powerful being like a Dormammu that would require a trick. But, I think we're a little bit more on even playing fields.
Fair. Yeah. All right. So I definitely looking forward to a good match, Robert. Good luck. We'll drop you to the back. Best and we'll bring forth your opponent. He is accompanied by the TM Geek champion, Hot Fuzz Joe Fairley. He is 5-3 with 3 technical knockouts. He is the number 7 seed in the tournament, the Spaniard, David Garcia. How's it going?
I'm fine. I mean, as Robert said, we have played each other enough. I know how this is going to go. I am expecting a tight round 1. Unless something terrible happens in round 2, we are probably going to be even out in round 2 because I don't think any of us is very afraid of any category on that wheel. So it's going to come down to that question, or maybe it can come down to someone just having a horrible day, which can happen. So yeah, it's, but
Sure.
all the respect to Robert. I mean, Alex, Joe, and I lately have been going like confident, trying to make sure that everybody knows how good we are. But playing Robert, knowing what kind of competitor he is, I think he's becoming the new Amaru in some ways. And that should be compliment enough.
Yeah.
Joe?
Look, someone once said that 2 things are certain in life: death and taxes. But actually, there's a third, and that is death, taxes, and someone from Wookiee Mistake playing Robert Castner at least 3 times in the year. But look, I've been studying with David. I've been helping him prepare like he helps me prepare. And I think David is in a very good place knowledge-wise. He's very well prepared. I'd be afraid to play him. And coming up against David like this, I'd say you might as well go home now. This is online movie trivia. We're all at home, so that doesn't really work. I'm looking forward to seeing David play today. I think he's in a very, very good place, and he should feel very good about where he is right now. But Kevin, I have a small bone to pick with you. I noticed in your little intro background thing, you have a clip from The Fifth Element, which isn't eligible yet.
Which is not eligible.
Make it eligible. Make it eligible. No. It's a damn good movie.
It is a damn good movie. I agree.
A different movie. Anyway,
that doesn't matter for here.
No. Lillian just liked that clip, so she put it in there. But I told her, I was like, you know what, just leave it in because it's a funny clip. But good catch. It is not.
Just add it to sci-fi, adventure fantasy, wherever you want to put it.
You could easily fit into one of those. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Chad, any questions for the team of the Spaniard or the champ before we get into this match?
All questions for David. I'm just a mouthpiece.
Not really. I mean, I think they've said it all. I just wanted to compliment David on his shirt.
Thank you.
For real. Yeah, there you go. Hogwarts for life. All right, here we go. We'll drop the champ to the back, bring back the number 2 seed, Ghost. And we'll get into some rules before we start this match because we have rules. 30 points possible in this match. 3 repeats, 1 challenge per competitor. Please keep your hands on screen and your boards visible. 1 verbal warning will be given if necessary. Speak loudly, write legibly. Challenges will be reviewed off stream in a private call. Round by round breakdown. Round 1, you get 10 points possible plus a perfect round bonus opportunity. Round 2, you can get 10 points possible plus any steal opportunities. Round 3, you can only get 10 points possible. So go ahead and position yourself in rounds 1 and 2. Round number 1 rules work like this. You get 10 random geek questions, which will be distributed by the dangerous one, Chad Webb, and myself. Each question will be worth 1 point. You will not lose any points for any incorrect answers. A perfect round, 10 for 10, will trigger that bonus question that I talked about earlier. Please do keep your hands up. 3 repeats, 1 challenge per competitor, just as a reminder. Any questions before we get started, guys?
Nope.
All right. Everybody sounds like they're pretty good.
That was in unison, too.
Yeah, it was. I like it. Everybody's solid. Everybody sounds like they're
expected to come back, so we each had the same second play.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So as usual, I'm going to read the even number questions. I'm going to let my cohort read the odd number questions. So I'll say good luck to the competitors and pass it on over to Chad as we begin the match.
Good luck.
All right.
Good luck to you, buddy.
Yep. Good luck, everybody. We will start with question number 1, and that is in the category of Star Trek. What is George Kirk's pregnant wife's first name in Star Trek 09?
Speaking of wife, coming back from getting married. It's a big deal, man.
That's true. Congratulations. I don't think I have seen you.
Thank you. 5.
Both. Congratulations to both.
2, 1. Lillian is here, of course, producing as usual. She says thank you. All right.
We'll go to Robert.
Winona.
And David.
Winona.
Correct. Winona is correct.
All right. Way to start it off. I had a feeling that's how we'd be starting. So we'll move on to category number 2, which is Star Wars. Joseph Gordon-Levitt provides the voice for a character named Slow and Low in which Star Wars film?
I mean,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pins down. We'll start with David.
Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
And Robert.
Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi is correct. Episode 8. Great job.
And question number 3 comes in the category of DC. In Batman Forever, what is the full name of the criminal psychologist that is obsessed with Batman and eventually falls for Bruce? I love this movie. I just need to rewatch it.
Oh, man.
This was a childhood favorite.
Yeah.
He's nominated for 3 Oscars.
3.
That's right.
This movie.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pins down.
We'll go to Robert first.
Dr. Meridian Chase.
Go to David.
I put Amanda Chase. Damn it.
That's not correct.
It's actually Chase Meridian.
Oh my God, I'm an idiot.
Wow.
You're right. I'm an
A
idiot.
little bit of dyslexia there, I think.
I did.
Wow.
I'm stupid. Yep.
I was lucky.
All right.
Yeah.
So they both trip up on the same question. All right.
I didn't know it. Robert tripped up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little bit of a easy trip because
Happens,
of the both.
And it happens to the best of them we're seeing.
Exactly.
Right.
That was where I was going with that. All right, moving on to question number 4, nonetheless, which falls under MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, what is in the container that Star-Lord gives to Yondu?
So still such a great movie. I love this one. And
I know, right?
never been hit with dyslexia before. It's fun that happened now. I get older. Apparently, that's going to happen more.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pins down. We'll start with David.
A troll doll.
And Robert.
The troll doll.
A troll doll is correct.
I love that part.
I know. If you saw my hair last night, it looked like a troll doll. Anyway.
All right. Question number 5 is in the category of Transformers. What is the subtitle of the Transformers film released in 2011?
Ooh.
It's like a movie release dates question.
Yep.
Damn it.
The best Transformers movie does not have a subtitle.
3, 2, 1.
I guess it depends on what you're talking about.
That debate here. Anyway.
And we will go with Robert
Dark of the Moon.
and David.
I almost put Dark Side of the Moon. Dark of the Moon.
Great album, but that would have been the wrong answer.
Isn't
But yes, it is Dark of the Moon. Is correct.
I think the only one that's just Transformers since the 2007 one.
I was speaking of
Michael Bay.
I know what you were saying.
Oh, okay.
But you could see how it could skew the
I
other.
thought he was talking about the Transformers the movie.
No.
You're right. Me too. All right. So dipping into the mixed bag for category number 6, mixed bag. Who composed the score for Serenity?
Man, I love early Whedon stuff. I'm a big Buffy fan, so
Me too. Yeah, same.
love me some Firefly.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pins down. This time we'll start with David
James Newton Howard.
and Robert.
That Brian Tyler.
Both incorrect. Looking for David Newman.
Okay.
Another clean
Hey.
sweep.
I don't care. I missed that, honestly. I'm fine.
No.
The dirty
Meridian.
sweep.
Chase Meridian's gonna bother me till the end.
Robert's got it eaten away at him, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens as we move forward.
would
to
be
category
too.
number 7.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Chad. Category 7.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I have a job to do here. Question number 7 comes in the realm of Middle Earth. In the Fellowship of the Ring, upon the group entering the mines of Moria, who exclaims, "This is no mine, it's a tomb"?
I like the way you read it.
Thanks.
I think it would have been a more pleasant experience if it was read that way. Honestly. Might have been okay.
Like a children's show. 5.
Yeah. It's like, no, mine, it's a two.
It's a tomb.
Dora the Explorer. Go ahead,
All right,
Chad.
we will go with Robert
Boromir.
and David.
They're going to need a map. Boromir.
It is Boromir, correct.
Oh. Moving on to category number 8, which is the Wizarding World.
Yay.
In the Philosopher's Stone, into what house is Susan Bones sorted?
I like that question.
Yeah.
Have any of you had a chance to watch the tournament of
Not yet. I really
Okay.
want to, though.
recorded it, watched the first episode? Not what I expected. Exactly.
No, I need to catch up on this. 5.
What are we talking about?
3.
It's
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it after.
No, I was gonna say we'll have to talk after this, man. Go ahead, David
Hufflepuff.
and Robert.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff is the correct answer.
All right. And now it's question 9, and it's in the realm of DCEU. In Birds of Prey, what is the name of the spot inside the amusement park where Harley Quinn used to meet Mr. J and sets up the climactic meet with Roman?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pins down.
And we will go with Robert
Not to be confused with the booty trap in Shazam. The booby trap.
and David.
The booby trap.
It is the booby trap.
Great job. They do like
Suggestive names.
yeah, I was just gonna leave it at
I was going to. Where is he going with this?
yeah. I don't know where I was going.
Figured
with
I'd
that.
save you from that.
Anyway, we're going to move on to the 10th and final category in round number 1, which, as always, is plot summary. I'll give you the plot summary for a TM Geek eligible film, and you give me the film. The time is the future. A young man joins the military after his graduation to become a citizen and for the love of his high school sweetheart. In the war against the bug aliens, the military is a very dangerous place to be. He works his way through several battles and with the help of his friends and comrades helps turn the tide of the war and ultimately saves the human race.
I love how you threw that down. I might employ that more and more.
Mic drop.
When I lost to Joe, I threw my board down, but it wasn't in
I
frustration.
do remember that.
I was like, I always wanted to do that.
2, 1, hands down. We'll start with David
And now I'll miss it. Starship Troopers.
and Robert.
Rico's Roughnecks. Ooh-ah! Starship Troopers.
Rico's Roughnecks indeed. Starship Troopers is the correct answer. So a great first round. We're tied 8-8.
Oh,
That's about right.
pretty much knew that was going to happen.
This is true. All right. So after that great first round by both competitors, we're going to move on to round number 2, which is the wheel round. Let me tell you how it works. If you can gain 10 plus points possible, 5 questions on your wheel spin, you do get a free respin, mulligan, if you'd like to call it that. Each question is going to be worth 2 points. Multiple choice will reduce that point value to 1 if you'd like it. Opponents can steal whichever point value if you do give an incorrect answer. Please keep your hands up during this round. Both competitors and repeats and challenges still in effect. Both competitors still have all of their repeats and their challenge. All right. So since Robert has the high seed coming in and we're tied, he will get to choose whether he'd like to go first in this round. We'll go ahead and bring Joe in and we'll share the wheel.
I would just like to say very quickly, neither of you should hang your heads about the Chase Meridian question. Because when she first introduces herself, she goes surname first. She says, "I'm Dr. Meridian Chase."
Oh yeah, she does. Say that.
She
That-
pulls
that
that line.
It's less dyslexia and more probably just remembering her introduction without the comma.
Fair.
Makes
That's
sense.
a
I
good
wouldn't hang
point.
your heads about it,
So
either of you.
Is Joe going to give me advice? Because he's
But
coming
especially David, because I'm managing you. Don't you hang your head about it less.
All right.
Okay.
So
Joe's just a nice guy. So
yeah, exactly. So we'll ask Robert first if he wants to spin, but I'll tell you what's on the wheel tonight, revealing no strengths. But on the wheel tonight, Middle Earth, MCU, Animated Geek, Star Wars, DCEU, Marvel, movie release dates, and Spider-Man, and of course spinners and opponent's choice. So Robert, would you like to spin first or defer to your opponent?
Is Joe going to give me advice because he's in here right now?
I mean,
it might be bad advice.
It might be bad advice. No, I mean, we're going to do
I
the same.
suggest you go with your gut, Robert.
Yeah, we're going to do the same thing we always do, which is I will defer. Joe and David will be happy because they like to go first. So we'll just do that the same way.
I mean, that's kind of what I figured. So I was like, just go ahead and bring him in. Like, we'll save
yeah,
him.
I know. I know.
But it's all good. All right, so Robert is going to defer for sure. He confirms this, and so David and Joe, I'll give you your time to go ahead and talk now about round 1, and your time to confer about your first spin here.
Strong round one, David. Pretty. It's even. So
Yeah.
and you both missed the same things as well. So with this, it's literally neck and neck. So
Kind of what we expected. So yeah, let's do it.
spin the wheel.
All right, here's your first spin. And it lands on MCU right there at Spinner's Choice.
All
All
right,
right.
David. You know what we discussed? You said that we both know that this wheel is a very comfortable wheel.
Mhm.
I think MCU is broad enough that
It's
there's
also
a few categories that are a lot smaller when it comes to movies, so the questions might be deeper. But
it's also Robert's strength, most likely.
that is true. I mean, you said you were happy to go fishing. If you want to spin again, you know I'll support it.
I mean, I could do it, but we are tied. So if I get like my worst category in this, I don't think I will drop too many points. Let's go fishing.
Okay.
All right. He's going to take his chance and spin again. Here we go. Your respin. Everything is on the board.
Full disclosure, that's not what I put on the wheel.
And it lands on Star Wars.
Here we go.
Hey,
Looking
Remember,
like
you got
look-
your repeats if you
might
need them.
have been a good choice. Go ahead, Joe, with anything you need to say.
David, you got your repeats. Just take time. I know the way you do this. Take a breath before you answer. Make sure you're clear.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so I will go ahead and give David his questions in the realm of Star Wars. 5 questions coming your way. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, your first question. In Star Wars The Clone Wars, what group controls the majority of planets on the Outer Rim, restricting travel through their space lanes?
The Huts or the Hut Cartel.
The Huts is what I was looking for. That is correct for 2 points. David starting off very nicely there. All right, so question number 2. In The Empire Strikes Back, what resource is mined on Cloud City? Excuse me.
I guess you need that specificity, right?
Yeah, what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Tibanna gas.
Tibanna gas is the correct answer for 2 points. All right, your third question. In The Force Awakens, how many portions does Unkar Plutt offer Rey for BB-8?
60.
60 portions is correct for 2 points. David running through this Star Wars category. As we get to your penultimate question. In Revenge of the Sith, on what planet does General Grievous set up his separatist outpost?
Utapau.
Utapau is correct for 2 points. And your fifth and final question in the realm of Star Wars. What Star Wars character can be seen using the alias Oksana Florin?
Deputy assistant. I don't remember. Kira.
Kira is the correct answer for 2 points as David gets himself 10 points in round number 2, clearing the board in the realm of
Lights
Star
out.
Wars.
That was impressive.
Absolutely lights out. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
Great job. All right. So 18-8 now as we bring the wheel back up. And Robert, your spin is upon you. Here we go. Everything's available except for Star Wars.
Okay.
And your first spin is in.
Oh, no. Okay.
And it lands on the DC Extended Universe.
I'm gonna spin it again. I don't need to think about it. I don't want.
All right. Absolutely. He's going to use his mulligan spin again. Here we go.
Not that many movies in that one, though. But
True. Very true. But it could go deep. So that's
but you might not want to watch them that much.
This is also true.
Hey.
Hey, this could be a really good move. Spinner's choice for the ghost. All right. Would you like to retake a look at what's on the wheel, sir? We have available Middle Earth, MCU, Animated Geek, DCEU, Marvel, movie release dates, and Spider-Man.
I'll probably just. I'm just gonna take MCU. Please.
You're gonna take MCU, absolutely. All right. So, my cohort, Chad, Danger, Webb, the Muggle. I just noticed you had the Muggle as your name.
I go by many names, apparently.
All right,
right.
let's read the MCU questions to
Absolutely.
to Robert.
Get this on the road. You ready, Robert?
There we go.
All right. In the MCU, question number 1. In which MCU film does Black Panther first appear?
Captain America: Civil War.
That is correct. For 2 points. Question number 2 in the realm of MCU. What song does Baby Groot dance to at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy?
I Want You Back by the Jackson 5.
That is correct. For another 2 points. Question number 3 in MCU. Complete Tony Stark's quote from Iron Man 2. I told you, I don't want to join your blank, 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 blank.
So, I'm going to multiple choice because I think I know it, but I don't want to risk it because.
All right, we will go to multiple choice. Yeah. Is it A, super secret boy band? B, weird little alien society? C, amazing troop of freaks? Or D, little secret Avenger club?
I was thinking it was secret boy band group, but it's A. It's super secret boy band. I should have went with my gut.
That is correct for 1 point. Question number 4 in MCU. In Spider-Man Homecoming, what bridge does the final battle between Spidey and Mysterio take place on?
So I'm gonna repeat.
Sure. Please. Repeat. Question number 4 in MCU. In Spider-Man Homecoming, on what bridge does the final battle between Spidey and Mysterio take place?
The Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge is correct for 2 points. And the final question in the realm of MCU. What is the first MCU film not to feature Nick Fury?
The Incredible Hulk.
That is correct for 2 points.
I thought you were.
Robert, there were 9 big points. So keeping this one a close game, 17.
Very close. That was also very impressive. I mean, one check down to multiple choice because it wasn't sure. That can often be a smart move.
Very smart move. Like you said, you thought it might have been, that you can get those words, super secret boy band.
It was because I knew it. I knew it.
So, all right. Moving on to round number 3. Round number 3 works like this. You can earn 10 points in round number 3. You get 3 questions, category by number. Questions are worth 2, 3, and 5 points respectively. No multiple choice, no steals in this round. You'll pick 3 numbers between 1 and 12 that correspond to random geek questions. And the competitor with the lowest score after round 2 will answer their questions first, obviously. And please keep your hands up. Repeats and challenges still in effect. Robert now has 2 repeats and his challenge. David has all 3 repeats and his challenge. All right. So since, all right, we've already gotten Joe in here and David has the lead. I'll let you pick your numbers first, but first I'll let you and your manager speak.
Great round 2, David. Absolutely perfect. It's what we wanted, and you didn't use any repeats. So we're happy with that. We've got 3 repeats going into this round. And also, I would just like to thank people for actually writing a European or even an English geographical question. I didn't even write that one. I've been saying for ages we need more of these sorts of questions. So the fact there's one in there makes me happy. And thank you, Robert, for calling it Tower Bridge. So many people call it London Bridge. So well done. Even though it was far from home, I know you spotted that. Not Homecoming.
I know. That's why I repeated, so that if I screwed it up, I could do something fun.
Smart. But David, take time. You got your repeats. Use them if you need them.
Yep.
All right. So getting a little credit from Joe there. But all right, David, let's go with your 3 numbers.
2, 3, and 11.
2, 3, and 11.
I'm not going to call them sexy numbers. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
No, it's my sister's. It's my sister's birthday, so don't.
The numbers, the numbers I go with. You should have picked those, but it's fine.
All right, Robert, what numbers you got? 1 through 12 that are not 2, 3, or 11.
I'm gonna go 7, 4, and 9.
7, 4, and 9 in that order. All right, so we'll start with Robert. Joe, thank you very much. We'll drop you to the back. And we'll start with Mr. Castner. He's down by 1 point. And since Chad read to him in round number 2, I'll read to him in round number 3, and Chad will read to David. All right, so you started with category number 7, which aligns with movie quotes. So for 2 points, in the realm of movie quotes, what MCU character says, "You were the one who wanted to win. I just wanted a sister"?
Nebula.
That is correct for 2 points. And sends it over to David to answer the question.
All right. And David chose number 2. And that comes in the category of mixed bag. So for David's 2-pointer, the question is, which comic book movie features a main villain named Madeline Madrigal?
Dread.
Dread is correct.
That is correct for 2 big points.
Quotes a mixed bag?
Yep.
Yeah. Sending it right back over. All right, so we're back over to Robert and he picked number 4 for his 3-pointer, and that lines up with Marvel films. Marvel. So for your 3-pointer, in Spider-Man, Peter Parker says he cried like a baby during which of MJ's performances at her school plays? Five, 4, 3, 2, Robert, using his second repeat. In the realm of Marvel films for 3 points. In Spider-Man, Peter Parker says he cried like a baby during which of MJ's performances at her school plays? Five, 4, 3.
Cinderella.
Good job.
That is the correct answer for 3
Nice.
huge
I had
points.
Peter Pan in my head for some stupid reason.
Nice.
Robert
Great pull.
22, 20.
I love those Raimi films.
Absolutely.
All right. Now we go over to David for his 3-pointer, and that's in the he said 3. That's in the category of Middle Earth. So for 3 points, which dwarf is played by Peter Hambleton in the Hobbit movies?
Fuck. Not this one, not this one, not this one.
5, 4, 3,
Repeat.
2.
All right. Repeat.
First.
In Middle Earth, which dwarf is played by Peter Hambleton in the Hobbit movies?
Damn it. Is it Balin?
Balin is incorrect. We were looking for glowing.
Oh, glowing. Okay.
Line indeed. All right, so that makes things interesting here. David will need to hit his 5 to send it back over to Robert, or
All right.
Robert will win outright right here.
For his 5-pointer, David chose the number 11, which is in the realm of MCU.
Okay.
For 5 points, in Iron Man 2, after his robot arm spills his smoothie, Tony threatens to turn it into what?
So something popped into my head, and I don't
5, 4, 3,
repeat.
2.
All right. In MCU for 5 points. In Iron Man 2, after his robot arm called U spills his smoothie, Tony threatens to turn it into what?
I think he says this at some point. I don't know if this is this one, but I'm not. It's the only thing. A toaster.
And your winner, moving on to the semifinals, Robert Ghost Castner. Looking for a wine rack. A wine rack.
A what?
A wine rack.
Wine rack.
I don't know what that is.
It's the thing where you put wine bottles in.
Yeah, a wine rack. All right, great freaking match again by you guys. You always put on a show. All right, we'll drop David to the back and talk to our winner tonight, Robert. How you feeling, bud?
Relieved, super relieved, because I definitely thought Chase Meridian was going to come back and haunt me.
Yes.
Again, when you did the quote from Iron Man 2, and I deep cutted Iron Man 2, well, I didn't. Technically, Jake did for fandom, but I watched it. I was like, secret, and I watched What If. He says it in What If, too, which is so dumb. I was like, secret boy band group, super secret boy band. Super secret boy band was in my head, but I was like, I need to be sure. If it's both are in there, then I'm screwed, but more than likely they won't. And I'm down one. I just assumed the last time that we played, we each went 10 for 10, and we were tied because I had a 1 point lead after round one, 9-8, which it could have been here, but I screwed up. And then he went perfect, and I went 9 for 10. So this match had a lot of similar feelings to the last time. It's just David. I mean, kudos to David always. If there's just a couple things that David is not as strong in as other things, it's years and maybe quotes, and then actors and actresses. And the actor and actress thing with dwarves are hard. I've learned the dwarves at least 4 times, and I can remember half of them always, but the other half always right over my head. So I'm super relieved. This doesn't mean anything, honestly. I just got the better of him today. I definitely thought he was going to get the better of me. I'm just lucky. Categories wound up the way it was. I read, because we had Spider-Man as a category today. I didn't watch the Spider-Man movies. I read them. And obviously that quote's not in there about the thing. Right. I was going through, I had to keep hammering in my head. He says, I cried like a baby when you played blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, Pan? No, that's not right. That's stupid. So then I was like, Snow White? No, it's Cinderella. It's probably that. So it just, my brain sometimes works like a DS modem from the 90s, where I just need a little bit of time for it to boot up. And if it does, usually I can pull it out. But all the kudos to David. I'm just very lucky.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the next round.
Let's talk about that next round.
Yeah. You're either going to play the Bullet, Brittany Tapley, or the Assassin, Antonio Chavez. So what are your thoughts on that match?
There's a couple thoughts. Who would I prefer to play? I would prefer to play my brother in arms, the person who's brought in, who I enjoy immensely. There's a part of me that, because of how the Geek for All went, where I was right there, and I lost to Brittany in overtime, that I would like to play Brittany again. But that's a dubious prospect. I know what me announcing that would entail, and I would have to be better than I was today. Slightly better, but I would have to be better. And she studies, and she's crazy. I think that's going to be a great second round match. All these matches in the second round are interesting to great to very intriguing. They all have very interesting subplots to them. And they're all with good players. Obviously, you don't win in the tournament without being good. So I think it's going to be hard fought either way. I still contend that this side of the bracket's the harder side of the bracket. I will say that till the day I die. I don't give a crap what anybody on the upper end says, but I'm looking forward to it either way.
All right. Well, the number 2 seed moves on. Chad, anything for Robert before we let him go?
Yeah, I mean, you made a couple of mistakes today, but like the rest of the time, you were so dominant. It's just you're up against David, and you got to bring it to beat him, and obviously you beat him, so you did. It's just the whole Chase Meridian thing, like I know that, if you would have lost, you would have beat yourself up more over that, because I would have too.
Yes.
I know myself as well. But that's the thing, is just, when you make mistakes like that next time, you know that you're going to think a little harder about it before you write it down so confidently.
I should have reread it. I was just, I thought I had it right. I thought she was the heir to the Chase Bank fortune. I guess.
There you go.
At the end of her first name, so
You'll never forget it again.
I know that. I love Batman Forever. Unequivocally, I love it. So
yeah.
I joked about the 3 Oscars, but I mean, can't be. It's great.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we will we'll talk about that more next time, I'm sure. All right. Well, good luck, Robert, in round number 3 as we drop you to the back and bring forth the unfortunate second place finisher tonight, David, and his manager Joe Hot Fuzz Fairley just couldn't get it done against Robert tonight. So the rubber match goes towards Robert. But
we'll have another one most likely.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like you guys will probably meet again quite soon. Your records are so close to each other. You're both right there at the top. Your number 7 seed didn't really reflect, the player that you are. So it put you in a weird position in the tournament and made this what probably could have been a later match happen earlier. But nonetheless, a great match. You ran the table in round number 2, did great in round number 1, kept up with, Robert. So what's going through your head as far as, what happened in round number 3?
I am not beating myself up. I mean, there are 13 dwarves, and I know the names of every single one of them. By the way, I can tell you them right now. The names of the dwarves that are harder than the actors, but it's just I have told Joe many times, I can learn names like Golfindrel, but I cannot. I just, the actors' names don't stick with me, and I have studied them, but it's something I haven't gone back to. Middle Earth actors, I haven't gone back to in a while, and if I haven't gone back to some actors in a while, I forget them. That's how it goes. So I am not beating myself up about that 3-pointer. And it was a hard fight.
Yeah.
So it's just something that I didn't know. I haven't watched Iron Man 2 in a while. It's just, I am happy that I spun Star Wars, and I am happy that I swept it again. It's next season I'll be more prepared.
For sure.
And that's it. I am not. I think this match, I'm not disappointed in the questions I missed in this match because I didn't know them. So
that's fair.
And props to Robert. Props to Robert. He had a great pull in Cinderella. I thought he wasn't going to get it, and props to him.
It happens to the best of us. David, I thought you played absolutely phenomenally. You were 8 in round 2. One, you said yourself you didn't know you didn't remember the first name of Chase. Oh, it was actually the second name of Chase Meridian.
Yeah.
And you both sort of shrugged your shoulders at the David Newman answer, so that's absolutely fine. And you said clean sweep in Star Wars, but I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that without any issues. Like you said, you got the quotes and mixed bag out of the way in the 2-pointers, and you were feeling good. At certain points, as a manager, you have to take responsibility. Preparing someone for a match, I think it's a manager's responsibility to look at the league they're playing in, look at the tournament they're playing in. And I know that one of TMG's things is the dwarf actors. It's come up a lot of times in round 1. When Middle Earth is spun in round 2, it's usually one of the questions. I've noticed that, and I didn't point it out before in the pre-match when we were preparing. It slipped my mind. It should have been something that I thought about in going over, but it is what it is. The 5-pointer was a tough 5-pointer. It was,
and especially because it was something that it didn't stack out to me in the movie because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem with the second language. When somebody says something that I don't know what it is, I don't picture it, so it doesn't stick out, and I don't usually retain it. So 99
times out of 100, David beats people playing in his second language. That's
Right.
the kind of player we're talking about here. So
Yeah.
there's no. David said he's not beating himself up about it, and he shouldn't because he played phenomenally well.
Yeah, no, this is definitely not a loss to hang your head about. Chad, anything for the team of David or Joe?
Yeah, I mean, like when you come up to questions that you just don't know, it's
Yeah.
almost kind of a relief because you're just like, well, shit, I don't know that one. So, I can't really, it's not like, oh, maybe I should have studied harder or anything. You study like so great. I mean, you guys hit, it's almost like you got spinner's choice too, in a way.
Yeah.
And so you guys
Oh,
were
yeah.
like evenly matched
Definitely.
the whole time. Neither one of you were like, super dominant the whole time. It was a great match to watch as a co-host. And yeah, you just hit some questions that you didn't know at the end, and it sucks, but that's what the game is.
And besides, Joe's going to retain the championship. So
All right, we will see. We will see what happens at the end of the year.
it doesn't matter.
All right,
I'll make sure Joe retains the championship.
that is now
If somebody's taking it from him, it's me.
It's gonna be.
We still got that bet, David. We'll have to save it for another title match.
I really want to do it.
All right, we'll drive you two to the back. Thank you for being here. And all right, so another match in the books. Round 3 is underway. I'm sorry, round 2 is underway. Round 3 is getting placed now that Robert is in round 3. What are your thoughts on this match as we close it out, Chad?
Oh man, I mean, this was just a really, really cool match. It's like, tied at the end of round 1, and then going in round 2, they both got categories that they liked and are good at, and they both crushed it. Robert, went to multiple choice one time, and just sometimes that's enough to destroy you when you're playing somebody like David, because we see that in like Star Wars trivia all the time where it's like someone with the multiple choice and that's your downfall.
Ben's first,
and
right?
But Robert got really lucky that David just got some questions that he didn't know. And I'm not saying that luck was the only thing, because it was all skill in here. All skill, knowledge, studying. I know these guys study so hard and they're both so good, and just we can only have one victor. And now I'm afraid for Robert if he's going to have to go up against like Brittany or somebody. So
I know. I mean,
we'll
Antonio's on a tear.
Antonio, yeah.
He's on a tear this year, and Brittany is fantastic. As everybody's seen, they went up against each other in the free-for-all. So that was great. So I look forward to either match up, whatever comes that way. But I thank everybody for watching the match tonight. We close it out. Robert 22, David 20, and we will definitely be seeing David next year. Yeah. So the next match is Jay Burns versus Sean Hunter. Sean Hunter is one of those that kind of surprised everybody and came in and won. Came into the tournament and won. So he's a 13 seed, I think. So that'll be an interesting match. So watch that match at 9:00, and we will see you then. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Chad, for being my co-host. You've been an awesome co-host, buddy, and you're welcome back anytime. Thank you to Robert, and congratulations. Thank you to David. Congratulations on a wonderful season. Thank you to Joe, and we'll see you around soon, as always. And thank you to my wonderful new bride, Lillian, as always, for being in the back. So we'll see you all soon, and talk to you later. Keep geeking out.